Hey guys, welcome to Nine Links. This is your host Alex, and today I'm very excited to tell you that my Cymbidium is blooming. Apparently a couple weeks ago I did a video and I thought it was just just leaf spike coming out, just additional more leaves on this Cymbidium. This, by the way, this Cymbidium, it's a Cymbidium Ruby Chen. Let me zoom in real quick. As you can see, it's very healthy, and at one time, I think I mentioned on the other video also, I almost killed this plant when I first got it. Now I'll go into more detail. Let me do a close shot of the flower spikes for you real quick, and so you know what it looks like. As you can see right over here, it's right there. Initially when it comes out, right there, this one right here. Initially, when it first comes out, I thought it was just another leaf spike, and it grows more leaves. And then, as it gets bigger and gradually gets more round, and I noticed, oh, you know what? It can be a leaf spike. So I thought maybe this one is the flower spike. What about the other two that I saw have the same pattern? And then I looked over here, right there. There's one more flower spike right there. And then I look closer on the other side. Let me get over here. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can. No, there's one right there. Let me go up. All right, sorry for the camera. That's a little shaky. Try to go look downward. I don't know if you can see it right there. It's kind of like hiding right there. I think that one might be just leaf spike, but then again, not really sure at this point. It's been growing really well in the pot, and as you can see, if you look closer enough on this flower spike, okay, yeah, right there, can you see that? It's actually have flower heads showing out. So, and for Cymbidium, this Ruby Chen, when it bloom more than one on a stalk. It's at least like 10 or 20. Okay guys, since I have it on focus pretty well, I'll just turn this one over a little bit so you can see the flower buds over here. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. So the flower buds is right there. It's coming out, and there are about one over here, the other one over there I just showed you on the earlier video, and I think this one I didn't get it earlier. It's right here. There's another one. So there are 4 spikes coming out. 3 of them I'm pretty sure is flower spikes, and the other one might be a leaf spike. And this Cymbidium been doing very well. I don't know if you can see it down here. You can see the roots coming out. Now, for Cymbidium growers, you all probably know the roots are very healthy, and the more root bound a Cymbidium is, the better for it to flower. In order for Cymbidium to flower, it has to be root bound. That's why, I made a very early mistake when I first bought this. When I bought it, I figured, you know what, give it a big pot so it will last longer. But guess what? Yes, I did put it in a big pot. It really lasts me longer, but first thing I made a mistake was the pot was too big, and Cymbidium roots are very prone to rot if you're not careful with overwatering. When you have a big pot, I never recommend you start out any plants with a big pot. Start out with medium pots and then go from there. For Cymbidium, you want to start out with smaller pots, so it can fill up the pot with the roots quicker and give you bloom quicker. So I had this plant for a total of 4 or 5 years now. Let's say 5 years. First year, almost killed it. Let me show you a picture. That's the picture of what happened after I overwater it. Another thing about Cymbidium, it's kind of like with any orchids, or any plants in general. If you see a root rot, leaves are falling out, plants are not doing very well, you see the symptoms, and immediately, always repot. Take it out, cut off the bad roots, and put a newer potting mix in there, and put a better drainage potting mix. I recommend like sphagnum moss or like I use these guys right here, these clay balls, and I also use these. Long time ago, I also used this white. What do you call those? Marble, whatever you call it. It's basically you put a bigger pieces in there to make the potting mix not as compact. It gives them more breathing room. Remember, Cymbidiums and orchids, they all grow in a while. Their root system needs really good airflow and humidity, and they are, like again, tropical plants too. So back to the subject of the original, how did I make a recovery? Cut the diseased roots off and the brand new roots. You see the picture right there, that's after replant. And then from there on, it grows very healthy and kind of, you know, just like all the plants I share with you guys on this channel. I'm not perfect, you know, everybody makes mistakes, and what we do is we learn from those mistakes and we improve them and we get better over time. And that's why I share with you. And well, you see these little banana peels I put on there, just, you know, I put on this morning. It doesn't do much, but it's organic stuff. I like banana peels over rice water sometimes because banana peel doesn't smell bad. Rice water, oh man, it smells really bad. I still use them, but not as often. But anyway, I just want to show you guys, you know, the spikes, and you see the health of an orchid or Cymbidium. You can tell just by the pseudobulb. It's very healthy, round. And another thing about Cymbidium is that, like for example, when you buy Cymbidium, don't buy the single bulb. You won't survive. It's hard to survive. Always buy at least 1, 2, 3 bulbs. They call it a 3-generation. Grandfather, father, and son. 3 generation. If you buy it, you repot it. It does well. Next year you'll shoot out a extra generation, and then it goes from like this: 3 bulbs, it'll grow 2 new bulbs. So 5 will grow 3, and they populate the pots really quick. So you don't need to worry about getting a new pot, because what we want them to do is pot bound. And now you probably ask, what if it's way overbound, way severely pot bound? Shouldn't you be changing the pot? Yes, we will. See, if it blooms this year, I might keep it the same next year. And then after that, I might change it to a bigger pot, maybe an inch bigger. That's it. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that when things are pot bound, you can water more often, so it won't cause root rots, because so many roots in there, it will absorb the water pretty quickly. That's why I suggest when you buy a new plant, don't ever go with a really big pot, because the new plant don't have enough root to absorb all the water you put in the pots. Will most likely cause the root to rot. Another thing about Cymbidium is, you probably noticed, not many stores sell Cymbidiums. They all sell butterfly orchid, or you can call it Phalaenopsis orchid. The reason being is that most people would think that Cymbidium orchid is hard to take care of. But I'll tell you this: it's not hard to take care of. It's just you have to control the condition right in order to be successful Cymbidium grower. And once you do that, it's very easy. And I mean, I'll just shoot on the side real quick and look at this one. This one is Cymbidium also, Tianshan. I almost killed it too. See, it's growing really, really well. I am sure if I look close enough in there, I'll probably see a flower spike growing too. If not, I'll probably get one next year, next summer for sure. But the main thing I wanted to address today is that I want to show you guys my Cymbidium actually flowering. And yes, it does take a while for Cymbidium to flower. You have to have the condition and everything right. The Cymbidium has 4 different kinds of Cymbidium. You have a winter Cymbidium, spring Cymbidium, you have summer Cymbidium, and you have fall Cymbidium. These 2, I'm going with the it's summer Cymbidium. This year it got delayed a little bit, and sometimes the conditions is not right and they haven't grown. This one probably met the conditions really well. I changed the spot this year, so it got way more sunlight. Now you probably asked me earlier video, if you see a yellow leaf like this, should you be worried? No. The reason being is, you see all the other leaves are very healthy. This leaf is it's yellow because if you look at the bulb it grows from. Like these bulbs, for example, these leaves will last maybe 2 years, and then when the bulb gets older, slowly some of the bulb will die, and because there are new growth coming out. Think of this: Grandpa is retiring. Grandpa's gonna lose a lot of hairs, something like that. Anyway, Bakeseed is doing very well, and Cymbidium is not very, what should I say, welcome in the Western culture because of, like I say, to take care of this plant, it's not hard. It's just condition had to be met. For example, you cannot over fertilize this. The fertilizer like bloom booster and stuff I use on my white champaga. On white champaga, I use 1/4 of recommended dosage. For here, I will use maybe one out of 100th of the strength on here. So it's very, very low dosage. And most of the time I use slow release on here, and a very minimal slow release too. And that's about it. For my both summer Cymbidiums, they require a temperature difference between about 15 degrees day and night in order to encourage them to bloom. So these two, right now, this one bloom I think is because of high sunlight, and also right now we are getting into a cooler season right now, fall season. So right now at morning time, I get about 90 to 98 degrees, and nighttime is about 68, 70 degrees. So it's pretty good to initiate a spike, and also it's root bounded already, pot bounded already. So guys, if you like this video, please click a thumbs up, and if you have questions about Cymbidium, please let me know. Cymbidium is huge, what should I say, popular collection thing in Asian culture. But anyway, just very excited, after 5 years, I finally get it to bloom. Oh, I got the other. There's one more Cymbidium I have, is Sume. It's on it's down there somewhere. I got it to bloom, but Sume, it's a more spring orchid, so it only blooms one stalk and one flower. This one is one stalk, probably about 10-15 flowers. I'll keep you guys posted. Once it blooms, I'll show you the flowers as well. All right, thank you for watching. All right, now we'll see you next time.